Hello guys and welcome back to one episode of trying to predict the Premier League here. Let's go. Game week 3. These are the games. We're gonna try to predict the result of the match, the score, and the likelihood of someone winning, who is favorite, and things like that with the chronometer here. So let's start. Galatasaray and Bayern Munich. It's an interesting game, I would say. Bayern Munich is undoubtedly the favorite, although Galatasaray plays at home. I think for this game here, I mean, Bayern Munich didn't play very good football against Copenhagen last game on the Champions League, so you maybe Bayern Munich may have troubles, but I think they are favorite here. Although Galatasaray at home may cause some problems, I don't think it's gonna be quite enough to win Bayern Munich here. I'm gonna go with Bayern Munich. It's gonna go an away victory here. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think home is gonna help Galatasaray a lot. I'll go it by 2-3. 2-3. Result for Bayern Munich here. Manchester United in Copenhagen. It's an interesting game, I say again. Manchester United is not in best performance right now. In Copenhagen is not a very good team compared to Premier League status, but it is still it can be a little pain in the ass. Manchester United is gonna be playing at home. I think they are gonna take it, although they are having a lot of problems with performances and trying to take results. I think they're gonna take this victory here. I don't think it's gonna be easy, judging by Manchester United's last performance, but I think it's gonna be enough to take a victory here. I'll go with 2-1 here. Inter Milan and Salzburg. Inter Milan is in the top of the table. Salzburg is, I mean, I don't think Salzburg here pose any kind of threat. Inter Milan is very stronger, much better in every aspect on the game against Salzburg. So maybe no, I don't see a maybe here. Inter Milan is playing at home. It's very strong. The season has been very great. Taking out that Sassuolo's lost, they've been doing great season every single game. So I go with them here. I don't think there is many ways to go here. I think this is gonna be an easy victory. I'll go with 3-0 here. Benfica and Real Sociedad. It's a close game, I think. Benfica is gonna be playing at home. I don't think they have the best performances here. They have Di Maria, who can pose a little bit of a threat. And Real Sociedad has been playing very great football. They have Takefusa Kubo, Oyarzabal. So overall, I think Real Sociedad can pose a little bit of a threat here. They are second in the group, so maybe they try to go for it. Maybe not the victory because Benfica is at home, but I think it's gonna be a close match here. I'm gonna give it a draw here. I think it's the most fair guess you could give to this match right here. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. Maybe a 0-0. I don't think it's gonna though. Let's see. I think it's gonna be a draw. Lens, EP, and PSV. Lens, who didn't really play really good in the beginning of the season, but they've improved a lot. Even in the league, they've played very good games. Last game in the Champions League, they've played Arsenal and they've won it. So gotta respect that. PSV, on the other hand, it's not a bad team, but I think they don't have what it takes here. I mean, it's a close game after all. Lens is not a big team, and technically wise, it's not very strong. Doesn't have very strong players too. I think this is gonna be a close game. Close game here. Lens may have an advantage here by playing at home, and maybe they are a little bit confident by winning against Arsenal, so you have all that. But I think a draw here is okay. I'm thinking about a new draw here, maybe. I think I go with that. A new draw here. I think it's decent. Sevilla and Arsenal. Arsenal has been doing great all the season, but I think they have an alerting light, let's say like that. Last game they played Chelsea, and they've got a little bit overwhelmed by Chelsea, and just got the draw because of a misplayer by the goalkeeper. So I mean, you could argue that maybe Arsenal is not in the best shape now. In last game on the Champions League, they've lost to Lens, so there is a bit of a trouble with Arsenal now. Sevilla, on the other hand, has not been having a great season. I know they're gonna go to Europa League. That's obvious. Everyone knows they love Europa League, things like that. But it's interesting game here. I think Arsenal is gonna try to win this one very hard, but Sevilla playing at home may pose a bit of a threat here. Maybe Arsenal may have an advantage for the season, not the last games, let's say, but the season overall. We'll give the advantage to Arsenal here. It may end up in a draw, but I think a close victory to Arsenal here is the correct call. Maybe a 1-2 victory to Arsenal. I think that's decent. Let's go for Union Berlin and Napoli. Union Berlin, they are kind of disappointed with themselves, I would say like that. They've started the season pretty decently. Last season was amazing. They got to the Champions League, but now they are depressed, bro. They are depressed. Just imagine you're winning a good and very good game against Braga, and you let it slip, and all of a sudden Braga won it in the end of game. That's kinda, you know, that's a letdown. And even in the Bundesliga, they've played Borussia Dortmund last week. Last game in the Bundesliga, and they've lost it by a comeback again. So I don't think they get the mentality here, you know? The mentality is very weak by Union Berlin. And Napoli, they've been playing great football. They don't have Osimhen, let's say like that. Maybe they will, but I don't think Osimhen is been playing for Napoli. Last game he didn't play. I don't think he's gonna play for Napoli here. I'll give this a good advantage to Napoli here. Union Berlin overall has been very disappointing, very sad, I would say. So I'll give the advantage to Napoli here. I think it's gonna be not a close game. I think it's gonna be a 1-4 here, and that's it. To be honest, I think the Union Berlin's team is just sad. That's it. They're sad. Braga and Real Madrid. Ooh, this is an interesting game, I would say. Braga has played a very good game against Union Berlin, last game in the Champions League. I don't know how they've been in the league, the Portuguese league, I don't really know. Real Madrid has been doing great. They've tied with Sevilla last game, which is a little bit of a letdown, but I don't think that's gonna take away their merits here. I think this is gonna be a very easy win. I think Napoli winning Union Berlin is more probable. I'll give it like that. I'll put Inter Milan a little bit more like this and Bayern Munich. Yeah, I think like this is fine. I think Real Madrid can stand here. I think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna be a consistent win, let's say like that. I'm gonna go with 1-3 to Real Madrid here. Feyenoord and Lazio. I'm a big Lazio's fan here, I'm gonna be honest. And in the beginning of the season, they weren't great. They've just wanted Napoli very good, I would say. But recently, they've kind of had a comeback. They've struggled a lot against Celtic in the last Champions League game, but they've won it, so you gotta take it. But still, they struggle so much against Celtic. Against Celtic, that's hard to say. Maybe they had a bit of a turning point. Maybe they didn't. Last game in the Calcio was okay, was very good. But Feyenoord is a very good team, and they're playing at home here. I would argue maybe the favoritism here is to Feyenoord, to be honest. I'll give it to Feyenoord here, but I think on the end of the day this is gonna be a draw, 1-1 draw. Feyenoord needs the victory to have a consistent point in the group. Atletico de Madrid is very. They have 4 points. Feyenoord have 3 points here, and Lazio have 4 points. Yeah, it's kind of tricky here. Feyenoord is gonna fight for the points here. I think they will, but I don't think they have what it takes to win this match here. I think Lazio is gonna give it a bit of a trouble here. Celtic and Atletico de Madrid. Let's save some time here. Although I don't like Atletico Madrid's tactics very much, I don't think Simeone has the the current tactics, the current successful tactics. I think this very defensive play style is not ideal, but they are against Celtic here. I'm gonna give them the victory. I think this is gonna be a very reasonable 2-0 to Atletico Madrid. Barcelona and Shakhtar. Barcelona, I mean, sometime in the season they've kind of impressed me. To be honest, I was all in on them, and then all of a sudden they played very poorly some La Liga games. They've struggled against Celta de Vigo. I think they've drawn with Mallorca, if I'm not mistaken, and one new victory against Sevilla, and one new victory against, I don't even recall this game weekend. So I'm not very confident with Barcelona. 2-1 new victories, very struggling in the game. But I mean, Shakhtar is not a bit of a posing threat. I'm gonna give it to Barcelona, although I'm not very confident with them. I'm gonna give to Barcelona here. I think this is gonna be a close game. I'm gonna give it a 2-1 to Barcelona. I think they're gonna struggle a little bit, but by the end of the day, they're gonna have it. Antwerp and Porto. Don't know much about Antwerp, to be honest. I think Porto is gonna just pass through here. I don't see much of a threat here. Last game, Antwerp had a great comeback to Shakhtar. They gave a great comeback to Shakhtar, so Shakhtar, props to them. But Antwerp overall is a very weak team. I think this is a good advantage to Porto here. I'm gonna give to them. I think this is gonna be at least a two to go difference here. I'm going with new 2 here. I'm gonna go a 2-0 to Porto. Newcastle and Borussia Dortmund. I don't think this is really a game, to be honest. It's a big game, you know. Borussia Dortmund is a big team, but I don't really like Borussia Dortmund that much. I think they struggle a lot more than they should. They are in the top of the table. I don't know if they're first or second right now, but they're there. And but Newcastle, my guys, Newcastle has been playing amazing football this last game, so I'm gonna go with them. I think this is gonna be a very reasonable victory here. They're playing at home, St. James Park, so I think this is gonna be one-sided victory here. To be honest, Dortmund tends to be it's a big team, but they tend to be very not energetic. You know, they're not. When the big games appear, they disappear. That's basically it. PSG and Milan. PSG, who has been having a very disappointing season, I would say. They play in the Farmers League and they're not first. That's a big point for me. Okay, they got destroyed by Newcastle. On the other hand, Milan has been doing a good season, I would say, in the Calcio and the Italian league, but in the Champions League they've got a little bit of a trouble here. No goals yet. A 0-0 against Newcastle, a 0-0 against Borussia Dortmund. So no goals in the Champions League yet. So you keep thinking like, what will they do? I know they're a big team. I know they're a good team. They're doing very great, but where are the goals? Where are the goals? It's very hard to judge. PSG is not in a great form here, to be honest too, but they're playing home. I think they're gonna try something here, and I'm not very confident with Milan. I'm not not very confident with both of them, to be honest. I think this is gonna be a draw. Okay? Don't know if Milan's gonna score a goal. I think they should. Right? They should. Bro, you are a big team. I know you are in the worst group possible. But you still have no goal in the Champions League, bro. That's a little bit of worrying. PSG, I, oh, I mean, I wouldn't even discuss PSG. It's been playing poor football, okay? Poor football. And I know about a lot of polemic that Mbappe has been through these last weeks about parties and stuff like that, so that's gonna affect. I think I'm gonna give the favoritism here a little bit more to Milan, to be honest. But I still think it's gonna be a draw here, okay? Leipzig and Red Star. I think this is gonna be an easy game here. Easy game. Red Star is gonna try hard, I know that. But I think Leipzig is a very strong team, much stronger than Red Star. And they're playing at home, so I'm giving it the victory. I think it's gonna be a 3-1 victory here. Maybe 4-1. No, they don't score that much goals, so I go with a 3-1 victory here. And last one but not least, Young Boys and Manchester City. Manchester City with Rodri has been amazing. Amazing. Maybe Holland's gonna score 1, 2, maybe 3 goals here. These Young Boys, I think they're gonna just let it all out in this game, to be honest. Because last game against Brighton was a hard game. I think they're gonna destroy here. I think they're gonna destroy. I'm gonna put very Manchester City side here. I think it's gonna be a new 4-0 to Manchester City. So that's the call. We go with Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Inter Milan, a draw against between Benfica and Real Sociedad, a draw with Lens and PSV, Arsenal and Sevilla is gonna be a close victory to Arsenal. What else here? Napoli, Real Madrid, a draw between Lazio and Feyenoord, Athletic Madrid winning, although I don't like the play style. Barcelona winning against Shakhtar, although I'm not very confident with Barcelona. Porto winning against Antwerp, I guess that's it. Newcastle been playing very good football. Milan and PSG having a draw here. Leipzig winning, Manchester City winning. I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.